Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in for On The Go Voice's monthly section on Express Creativity towards Creative Spark, where we have small interviews of these little creators to really define what it means to create for them. And I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the creators that got involved for this first month series, hoping to do some more. And other than that, hope you guys tune in.
My name's Ty, or I go by Ty Fighter, and I'm a musical artist. I make hip-hop, boom-bap based rap.
Hi guys, my name is Clepsy Hernandez and I'm a photographer and videographer based in Ventura County. I work for marketing and communications higher ed institutions such as Cal State Channel Islands, Ventura County Community College District, and I do photography and video. I also have a small business where I do portraiture, and I'm a visual storyteller through video and photography.
Hi everyone, my name is Gleyna and I own a slime business called Cornwithslime. I also run the Instagram where I make slime videos. I just make different types of slimes with different textures, different scents, and content-wise, I make different types of ASMR slime videos on Instagram and TikTok.
My name is Cassidy Jones and I am the creator of OhYouBadd Designs. I create custom t-shirts, so t-shirts, long sleeves, I can do jerseys, I can do sweaters, sweatpants, crew necks, basically anything clothing I can tie-dye and press on.
What made you start creating what you do now?
So I never really had an interest in music. Around the time I was 18, I'd be hanging out with a lot of friends, and it was common to like smoke and freestyle. So I just kind of developed a little bit of skill doing that. And I had friends that wanted to pursue rap, and they kept inviting me to go to the studio, but I was like too lazy to write down the lyrics. I just preferred to freestyle. So I finally wrote something down one day, and after I went, I was hooked. Yeah.
Cool. What were you freestyling to?
Just different like tight beats, instrumentals. Dr. Dre has like a whole album of instrumentals from his like songs. So stuff like that. You already know. You already know. Exactly.
I feel I used to do kind of the same thing.
So I got into photography when I was younger because my family would have like a family camera for every events and things like that, and I just remember being a little kid and I was like, can I hold the camera please? And it just started like, I just had this connection with it, and I never thought of it as like a job. I always thought of it as something that was fun that I did. I got my first camera at 15 and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And then I got my first laptop, and I remember discovering Movie Maker that you could put clips together, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. That's what I did on the weekends. That's what I did for fun. Again, I didn't know it was like a career path that I could pursue. And then I decided to discover new programs at Oxnard College, and I fell into the film program, and I fell in love, and that's when I knew like this is something that for some reason I'm actually kind of paying attention. It was just something that I just ended up falling in love with, and I got my first job, and I started working part-time at Oxnard College doing photography and video. I didn't really do photography at that time, and so I decided to take up that new skill, and I fell in love, and a lot of people know me for that now, and so that's what I do on the side, and I just fell into this is what I do, and I'm hoping that one day I could make, you know, a full-time living doing this. It's my dream, and I also create because it's something that I feel like it was my purpose and that I was just made to do.
Well, I got into slime when I was 15 years old. It was trending, it was huge on Instagram, all over my Explore page, and I was just so into like the visuals, the ASMR, the different types of slimes there is, and it attracted me.
What really got me into doing it was I was seeing like a lot of tie-dye all over the place, and I just felt like it was something that I could do, and you know, it would be handmade and made with love instead of just these big corporations like making them. And yeah, and then what really pushed me to do it too was just like the whole rave scene, and I feel like there's a lot of like rave clothes obviously that you would wear to the festivals and stuff, but there's not a lot of rave clothes to wear outside of festivals for ravers to express themselves, basically their favorite DJs or favorite quotes or lines or things like that. So that's what really pushed me to do it, to have a way of ravers expressing themselves outside of festivals.
That's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Cass.
Let's define a little bit about what creating means for you. In your own terms, what does it mean to create?
To me, it means someone that that has a passion and they put their energy into creating something, for whether it's for themselves or it's for other people to see. I know some people that they're creators and they just like to draw pictures, and they have like a sketchbook, but they don't show anybody, but it's still something that they like to do.
I think creating is like everything that is like a thought, something that you could create with your hands or visually. I think it's like subjective, just like art. Like art is everywhere, you know, it's everything, and I definitely feel that creation is simply like that. I respect all different types of like arts and creatives, and so I think it's really interesting to see different types of art. Like I know this one person that specializes in PowerPoints. That's an art. Like people create that. Like that's so cool. So it could be honestly anything.
To me, I think creating is like turning my imagination into something that is like real and you can see or feel, or anything that we can use our senses with that comes from our imagination.
That's a hard question. I guess for me, I just like having the ability to create. Like when people come to me with a t-shirt idea, I have the ability to make it come to life and make it almost exceptionally better than what they expected. And so I guess that's kind of what creating means to me, is just bringing someone's vision to life.
So more so turning something into expanding someone's vision.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
How does your creative work serve as an outlet for you?
It gives me a chance to express myself. It gave me like a passion. I realized like a lot of people in the world are really angry and upset because they have this monotonous life of just going to work, not making as much money as they want, but not really being able to do anything about it. And it gives you something to focus on and put your energy towards, and gives you like goals and aspirations.
So how's that my outlet? Well, I love working with people. There's different types of photography. You can do product photography, car photography, and I personally love working with people doing portraits. And a lot of my job when I work for, you know, schools is that I photograph students and the environment and people, and I love doing that. So that's my outlet. I get to see them on a daily basis. Obviously not right now because of COVID, but that's really like my outlet when I get to work with more people and other, you know, professions and represent a school, which is a huge honor, and I'm so happy to be there.
For me, slime is definitely my creative outlet, because I'll think of a slime, I'll ask myself, how can I scent this? What kind of texture can I make this? What colors can I put into it? And then it's just a creative process into turning into something you can actually see and feel and stretch with your hands.
Why slime?
Well, slime, there's so much you can do with it. I mean, it has so many amazing benefits. Like, it's a stress reliever, it's like a therapy tool. A lot of people use it for anxiety, for depression, for ADHD, to focus. And not only that, like, it's just super fun, and it's just something like, like, it's just fun overall.
Okay, and then you said that it was a therapeutic, as an outlet for anybody who's like struggling through some sort of mental health or any type of anxiety, type of depression. Like what's your experience and intake of you or maybe other people?
The mental health.
That as well?
Well, personally, when I was around 15, I was struggling a lot with like my mental health, just like a lot of anxiety. I was going through like deep depression, and I didn't really have any hobbies at the time. And I found that slime really helped me be creative, and it gave me some sort of purpose in my life, and it just brought back the sparks that I had as a child and I kind of lost as I got into like my teenage years. And that's how it really benefited me and just my mental health overall. It just sparked something inside of me.
I guess the best part of it is like when people send me, you know, when they get it in the mail and they're like wearing it and they're taking pictures in it, it just really makes me feel like, wow, like these people really came to me when they can go on any website really and buy, you know, half of the stuff I make, they can really just go to their DJ merch website and go buy something there, but instead they want to come to me and they want to support me and they, you know, want to rock the stuff that I have to offer, and I just think that, like, really, you know, it fulfills me a lot, so.
And you mentioned how you were part of the rave community as well, and how this had an influence in your, I guess, vision to make this for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dive in a little bit about the whole, like, rave scene. Like, how long were you involved in it, and then what made you realize, oh, you could kind of get intact with it, you know?
So I have always been, like, a little bit of me has always been in the rave scene, because back in like 2011 and 12, I was one of those shufflers in Oxnard, and, you know, just listening to music and going to the events in Oxnard and things like that. So I've always had like a place in my heart for it, but I didn't get to actually start raving until 2 years ago. And ever since then, it just like really took off for me. It really was like a home for me, and I found a lot of friends, and I just found a life outside of my little bubble in Ventura County.
That's cool.
And so it's just really nice to like network and meet all these people and build friendships and just vibe with complete strangers and know that they accept you no matter your past or your present or what's going on in your life. So
this community gave you that sense of security to pursue with confidence that you could make this for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I knew in my heart that if I were to start something like this, I would have the rave community completely backing me and supporting me, and that like means a lot to me, and that's what also essentially pushed me as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
What does your vision look like with your work?
Right now, I create when I can. I have a full-time job. I'd like to eventually get to the point where I can quit my job and only create, but I would do that by having multiple sources of income. Like, I also shoot videos, I can edit videos, music videos for people, commercials, things like that, through streaming revenue, through merch sales, through engineering people and recording them at my studio. So I want to be able to utilize all of my talents and support myself and my family off of that.
Where do you work right now?
Right now I work at a hospital. I do maintenance.
You say you're trying to get out of that, right?
Yeah, I really like the job and there's great benefits, but it's boring. Like I sit there for like 8 hours. I'll work a couple hours a day, like doing calls, fixing stuff, but it's not really challenging.
Okay, I see.
I don't think I have like a plan. I think I've said like I'll go wherever my work takes me, I'll go wherever my camera takes me. For me, like the most important thing for me of my art is that I'm happy. And so if I can create something through a camera and I'm happy, like that's definitely the direction that I want to go for my future.
Thank you.
Honestly, my vision with Cornwithslime is I really just want to take slime into like a whole new level, and not just like the idea people have of it that it's just for kids. I want to make it into something that it's for everyone, and I feel like slime has definitely elevated to that level, but I just want to make it more kind of like a, I don't know, more accessible to everyone and just not like a weird type of toy thing. Like, it's a really cool thing that everyone should get into.
So my vision is to essentially have a larger business one day, obviously. And like I said, my vision is, you know, I want to be that company that can help ravers express themselves outside of festivals. Even for guys, it's like really hard for guys to find festival fashion to go to festivals in, because I feel like a lot of the companies, they just over exaggerate the clothes, and it's just like too much for some guys. And so I feel like I want to be that company that caters a lot to, you know, men, because there's so many rave clothing sites for girls. Like the like options are endless for that. And I do want to have rave clothing eventually, but right now I'm just really focused on how can I help my people express themselves outside of a festival, because obviously we can't wear the things that we do every day in everyday life. So that's why I'm really pushing to try and help people express themselves.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
What or who inspires you to create?
One thing that inspires me, lately I've been having an issue like writing, not really having stuff to work on or not knowing what to make. And like other artists that I've met in the community will want to collaborate, and they'll give me a topic or an idea to think about and reflect on, and then we can make a song about that. So I found like the community really helps me to stay focused.
Nice, nice. What are some of the things you've been working on right now? That you know, that got you to think about certain things, or maybe some things in the past.
Right now I'm working on 2 collaboration mixtapes. I can't really say with who yet, but those artists we've been DMing back and forth, sending like voice recordings of the verses. And since they're both not local, or not necessarily local, like one's in LA and one's out of state, but just communicating the technology we have these days really allows us to feel like we're in the room together.
And let's talk about some of your past work. You said that people will give you topics to reflect on and think about and create. Do you have some examples of how that applied into your life today? Like some of your past work?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So not necessarily one that was given to me, but I have a song called Pursuit of Happiness, which it's kind of ironic because a lot of it is negative, and it focuses on things that I've gone through and feelings that I've had of depression and things like that, suicidal thoughts. But having gone through that, it gave me the ability to make a song and to really reflect on how I was feeling at the time, but also to kind of move past that.
That's awesome, bro. Thanks for sharing that. All right, cool.
Good question. I guess just the community inspires me a lot, because there's just so many different characters out there, and it pushes me to see like, how can I help this individual, this specific person, express themselves outside of raving, you know what I mean? Like, because everybody's different and everybody wants something different, so how can I help express, you know, how they feel and you know, their creativity and, you know, things like that. So I think that really,
So what you said earlier, it was putting their vision into a palette, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So what you're doing is basically taking, you're helping them not just extend their vision, but also manifest it in a way to put it into a real thing. And what you're doing with that is that you're driven towards the sense of like, oh, how can you help them?
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like, even for myself, like, it's hard to express myself sometimes in the clothes that I wear, the things that I do or whatever. So I feel like if I can help people express themselves, you know, the way that I've learned to express myself, then yeah, that's always nice.
Okay, cool.
So these are some unique questions that we ask the creators individually.
So if it wasn't creating this, what would you have done and why?
Before I started making music, I really didn't have any passion. I was more focused on climbing up the ladder at work, or finding a good like secular job. So honestly, I don't think I'd be doing, not that I wouldn't be doing anything, but I think I'd be where I'm at, maybe one step higher on the food chain. But I think I'd just be working and not really focused on creating anything.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Cool, cool. All right. So if your work was a person, who would they be like? What's their personality? How do they behave and stuff like that?
So I feel like I have 2 personalities. I'm like a part of me is like really shy, but then when I'm shooting, I'm like very like, let's go over here, let's do this shot, like all around. So I would say somebody that's very like energetic, like some sort of like superhero with a camera, like something like that. I wouldn't say I would have like a certain type of celebrity, but I would say they would have some like a personality like that. That's just like outgoing, that's very energetic, that can talk to people, hardworking. But then when I'm in closed doors, I'm like.
Okay. And you said, okay, let's recall a time as to when you started tapping into creativity, when it started flowing, and just talk about.
When I was 15. Okay. So I remember when I was 15, it was just like slime was trending. It was huge on Instagram. And I was seeing that all these slime shops were selling their slime, and I was like, okay, I think I actually want to like experience slime in real life than in videos. So I started buying a ton of slime, too much to the point that I was like, I think it would be kind of cool to like start my own Instagram to share with people so I can do something else with all this slime. So I started sharing it, all my slime purchases on Instagram. I made my account Cornwithslime. I didn't think too much of the name. I just made it. And then my account slowly started growing. I started getting more followers. People started telling me they really enjoyed my content. They really enjoyed the slimes that I was making. They're like, you should start selling some. And I started my own shop. I started selling some, and it just kind of quickly turned into what I have now.
All right, so one question that's being picked out. So let's do this. If you could partner up with someone dead or alive to create, who would it be and what would it be?
I think everybody knows this.
Okay.
It would be Rez.
Why is that?
It would be Rez because that woman is literally incredible. Like, she is so young and she's killing it in the music industry. And she stays humble, she's super nice, she still interacts with her fans. Like, she's just so incredible. Like, she inspires me a lot too because she's so freaking young, and she literally created her own sound in the, you know, music industry. So it's just like really crazy to see like how much she's blown up since the beginning. So I would want to partner up with her and like do her merch line for her.
Oh, merch line.
Yeah.
What kind of merch?
Like sweaters, jerseys, things like that, like help create and bring her vision to life.
Kind of like what you have right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cute. Cool. Last question, I forgot. So for anybody tuning in, as a creator, what message would you want to voice out for other creators as well?
You gotta just do it because life is so short. And I was working so many jobs and I was just so like unhappy. And I didn't start to feel that sense of happiness until I started doing what I want to do and, you know, creating and expressing myself through, you know, the clothing that I make. And so my message to you is to just hustle through it, do your research, save money, and stop making excuses.
And to wrap it up, where can people find you?
My music's on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, Tidal, YouTube. I have several music videos. Some of it's on SoundCloud. You can find me at Ty Fighter, TY Fighter 805 on Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok on Clepsy Hernandez, and see some of my content.
If you want to check out my Instagram and you're into ASMR, you've never even heard of ASMR, I would recommend checking my Instagram, Cornwithslime, so you can see all the slime videos that I post, all the different types of ASMR that my videos offer. Maybe you can get a little stress relief from it, or you can just, I don't know, just tap into the whole world of ASMR. Or if you want to shop for slime, you can check out my website, cornwithslime.com.
So I can be found right now on Instagram. Right now that's like my only platform as of right now. I'm working on a website, and eventually I want to have a Twitter and Facebook as well. But right now I'm just operating off of Instagram. So my Instagram is OhYouBadd Designs with 3 Ds. And then my personal account is OhYouBadd, and I have my business account tagged in my bio, so you could just find me.
Hi, my name is Tie Fighter, owner of Top Flight Records.
Hi, I'm Clepsy. I'm a portrait photographer.
Hi, I'm Gleyna, the owner of Cornwithslime.
Hey guys, I'm Cassidy Jones. I'm with OhYouBadd Designs.
And you're tuned in.
And you're tuning into
And you're on The Go Voice.